radio show is on the air for another week in your ear on YouTube Live via the Google Plus Hangout feature on audio graded channel 107 and radio under influence. I, of course, am your host, the Razman, and sorry to the live audience for being a few minutes late with this broadcast, behind by like 4 minutes. The Hangout on air feature didn't take for the first time. So while I await everybody who I've sent the invite to jump on board here, let me get into what's been going on with me this week and try to get it a better angle so I don't feel like I'm looking at myself crooked. There we go. We have had me become a full YouTube partner as of Wednesday. So I am absolutely ecstatic about that, and I can't thank you all enough for that. So the big news and the big announcement is that the contest is going to officially happen, sort of the YouTube partnership celebration, the belated 4 years on YouTube celebration, and just an overall thank you. So details on that will be forthcoming when it all comes together, but I want feedback from all of you. Which would you rather have? Would you rather have me let you pick your own prize from like 3 different levels of prizes that you could pick, or would you rather me pick a Blu-ray or product for you to earn as a prize? As you ponder that and let me know in the comments in any way that you're watching or listening. We have Chill Program 1138 in the house. What's going on, man? How are you?
Hey, man. How's it going?
I'm good. Had such a roller coaster week with the partnership thing happen, man. I'm still kind of pinching myself over it.
Yeah, congratulations on that again.
Thank you.
I don't know if you saw my comment or not, but yeah, that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, it's a huge deal, and I did see your comment. Thank you. What would be your thoughts on it? Because I just went over it just as I saw you pop on. Like, when I do my contest, what do you think I should do? Should people pick their prizes, or would you rather me pick the prizes for you and you have like a chance to win?
Whichever is easiest for you, man.
Well, I can do either way, so I just want people's honest opinion. Like, I want to know what people would be more psyched about entering. So
I guess pick your own prize, whatever the limit is.
Okay, so that's one for pick your own prize. While we wait on more feedback and more, which, by the way, while I'm talking about feedback, YouTube does this weird thing. I don't know if it's YouTube or it's Google or it's a combination of the two, but for some strange reason, I can't reply to the comments that are coming in on the live stream. So I thank all of you that are watching via the YouTube live stream, but I can't directly reply to your comments while I'm logged into my channel and broadcasting. It's a really weird hang up, and I wish YouTube/Google would fix that. Oh, and I forgot to mention, for those of you watching the video version or in the Hangout, if you're wondering why I'm wearing the headset and talking through the Yeti, it's because the headset is the only pair of headphones that I have at the moment. So that's why I look like somewhat of a dork with a microphone on my head. So, but obviously the other big topic we got to talk about today is the news that broke last night. J.J. Abrams going to be directing the new arc of Star Wars. What's your feelings on that, Scott?
Is it the new arc or just episode 7?
I know he got signed for episode 7, but I'm pretty sure that I read that he got signed on for 8 and 9 too. I think.
Did he? Yeah.
I could be wrong about that, but I think it's really cool because he did a great job with Star Trek. But that's my fear. It's like, what's going to happen to Star Trek now? Is he going to be pulled away from Star Trek? Because I don't want that. He has done such a phenomenal job with that franchise so far. Like, 2009 was fantastic, and Star Trek Into Darkness looks amazing. So
yeah, he can do both.
Yeah, I would think he can do both because they're owned by different studios, but we'll see. You know, because there's been that stigma for years about, oh, Star Trek and Star Wars, you have to be one or the other. You can't like both. And now you have the same director, like actually
Yeah, see, that's the
literally
same thing
attached to both. You know?
that's the same thing I thought. I'm like, wow, Star Trek versus Star Wars, no more.
Yeah, the war is over for sure.
Yeah, so unless he's gonna sabotage Star Wars, you think he'll sabotage Star Wars?
Oh no.
Yeah, you're right.
But-
George
but-
Lucas, he did it. He did his own sabotaging, didn't he?
Yeah, Lucas did his own sabotaging, so Abrams is coming in to do things right. But the question is, like, what would be his definition of doing things right? I mean, there's already rumors. The news is like not even 48 hours old yet at the time of this recording, and there's already rumors that he is going to do a full-on reboot. And I was talking to my boss man, Mark, from Handi Enterprises just a few minutes ago before I went on the air, and he was saying he really doesn't want that because the prequels were so bad to begin with. I apologize, I have some phlegm in my throat and I'm live, so hang on a second. Sorry about that. I apologize tremendously. That's a terrible sound. But anyway, he was saying how he really doesn't want that because he doesn't want it to mess up with the canon of the stories of 4, 5, and 6. And I agree with it too from that standpoint, and that's why I don't think they're going to do that. I mean, they're calling them episodes 7, 8, and 9, so if they were going to do more prequels, I don't think it would be called 7, 8, 9. I think it would just be called episode whatever it was called, and it wouldn't have a number attached to it.
So wait a minute, it's only been about 48 hours, and you already heard of rumors?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. There's already rumors of what people, but I think it's just people panicking because they don't want that to happen, and that's what I'm hoping is the case.
Yeah, if anything, we should get, if it's episode 7, we should get like a Luke Skywalker 30 years older, you know?
Right. And, you know, Mark Hamill's very much still alive and very much awesome at everything he does.
Yeah, they're all still alive, so.
Yeah, well, they're all still alive, but some of the characters are dead. Like, Yoda's gone, Obi-Wan's gone.
Oh yeah, Chewbacca died. Yeah, but he doesn't have to follow the books.
He doesn't have to follow the books, but I think a lot of people want him to follow the films. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't think they want him to break the canon of the films, which, by the way, Boss Man, since I mentioned you did get the Hang-On invite. He said to send you the Hang-On invite, so I sent it to Mark Flores, so all you gotta do is accept if you're watching on the YouTube side of things. But, yeah, I'm really anxious and nervous and excited. Like, I'm gonna wait and do a video next week on it, because I want more details to come out. Like, I want to have something concrete to talk about rather than just react to J.J. Abrams. Because everybody knows that J.J. Abrams is a god, and he's awesome. So there's, like, not much more you can say about it at this point until we can actually get some news about, like, how many films is he doing, what is he doing. But just for speculation, just for fun, like, what would you want to see him do, Scott? Like, what do you think he should do?
Wow, that's a tough one. What would I like to see? Well, I guess I'd like to see more Jedi. I'd like to see Luke starting up a new Jedi temple, a new Jedi, you know. Or maybe not starting it, because it should be set. Wow. I think it should be set like maybe 30 or 40 years in the future. What do you think? From the end of Return of the Jedi?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, because, you know, the prequels were like 20, 30, 40 years before 4, 5, and 6, so it makes sense canon-wise that you would see, like, the evolution of what happened after Vader was defeated and how the Sith is rising up now. But there is the one element, and Mark and I were talking about this off the air as well, there is the one element to it that wasn't really explored from the prequels. That was actually the one good thing about the prequels, and that was sort of delving into the past. And I apologize for my refrigerator because that's going to add to the background noise on the Yeti. The Yeti sound quality can't be beat, but it's a desktop mic, so it picks up everything. So I severely apologize for the background noise. But anyway, what I was getting at was the one good aspect I think that the prequels had going for them is the Sith Lord. You know, they started to go back and talk about how the Siths came to be and how the one Emperor Master always had the one apprentice. And I want to kind of see more of that. Like, can you have more than one apprentice? Like, how did people go from being light to dark, and does that happen easy all the time? I would like to see the Sith world explored. I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, but no clones though. No clone of the Emperor. No clone of Darth Maul. No clones.
Yeah, because Clone Wars, the series, the cartoon series is pretty cool. So it needs to stand on its own, and they don't seem to know how to do clones on the big screen because Attack of the Clones was god awful. So, yeah, I completely agree with you. No clones, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, but I like to see more of the Sith. I like to see, yeah, I don't know.
But I definitely think we should see Luke somehow, some way. Like, maybe Luke and Leia had kids after.
You know what would be awesome? Are you familiar with Myra Jade?
Name sounds familiar, but it's not. The face isn't clicking into my head.
Yeah, she's a character in the Timothy Zahn novels, and she's a redhead. I would love to see Jessica Chastain in the next Star Wars movies.
Oh yeah, okay.
She would be, well, she might be too old though. I mean, she might be too young for a Luke, but oh well.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she would be.
I mean, they can revamp her though. She don't have to be his wife. She could be just, you know.
Well, that's true. And I would just, just from a personal standpoint, if we're talking about actresses' dream list, like work Emma Stone in Star Wars, because she could take the place of Natalie Portman as the hotness factor in Star Wars, for sure.
That's right. Yeah.
But it's something everybody's been dreaming about for years, like more Star Wars. But now that it's here, it's like such a daunting thing. Like, what we actually have to literally sit and think about, what should more Star Wars be now? And just because I do this show live, and I try not to have any preparation, just to have the live show feel like I don't know what the answer would be, because I haven't really taken the time to sit down and think about it. And that's the really interesting thing. Like, we could spend the whole hour just talking about just this. Like, there's so many possibilities.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean,
yeah.
You figure at the end of Return of the Jedi, Luke was the last Jedi. Because well, as far as we know, he was the last Jedi. And there was no Sith. Because Vader and the Palpatine just died. So if Episode 7 is set 30 years later, the Sith, they gotta be reborn, right? Somebody has to.
Somehow or some way, the Sith has to be reborn. That's true.
So.
Yeah. If they follow the canon of Episode 6.
Right.
So.
Which they better, because like you said, Yoda's dead.
Right. Although it would be awesome to see Yoda again. I mean, let's be honest. Yoda was awesome. And he will forever be awesome.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But what is, since we're talking about it, just so we can think some more about what we would do with the new episodes. I've never had a chance to ask you, what are your feelings on the prequels? Do you hate them? Do you think there's some elements of them that are salvageable? Like,
well, I don't hate them. Only thing I dislike is I was never convinced of Anakin's turn to the dark side. It wasn't a convincing turn. It was like the Emperor just said, "Hey, join me," and he said, "Okay."
Yeah, I agree with that. And I was talking about that with Mark earlier. And I was talking about, he's just Anakin 1 minute, and the next scene he's Vader. But
Yeah,
something Mark told me that I never knew about is apparently originally Lucas had Revenge of the Sith as 4 hours, and the studio made him cut it down. So maybe there was more of a story arc. Maybe we just didn't get to see it because Lucas was told by 20th Century Fox to cut it down. So maybe if there's a director's cut floating around out there somewhere, maybe we should see that before we judge that turn.
Well, I did read the novel, Revenge of the Sith, and it's a lot better than the movie. 'Cause in the novel, his turn to the dark side is more convincing. And not only that, but in the book, you get to see Natalie Portman form the Rebel Alliance. So, getting to see her form the Rebel Alliance was also something that we should have seen in the movie, instead of seeing that big 40-minute opening.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, that's something that...
In the novel, Mon Mothma, what's her name? Mon? She had a bigger part in the novel than she did in the movie. It was her, Natalie Portman, and what's his name? Princess Bail of Organa, Jimmy Smith. They all three played a larger part in the novel than they did in the movie. And it's just, I don't know, it's just Revenge of the Sith would have been so much better.
Yeah, it really could have been. I really hope that now that Disney's controlling everything, I hope that they, when Episode 7 comes out, that they release the original trilogy uncut. None of this crap that we have on Blu-ray now. And
well, actually, from my understanding, Fox still owns the rights to the first three. Well,
maybe Disney can wrestle away the rights from Fox, because that needs to happen. And the other thing I really want to see is just that director's cut of Revenge of the Sith. Like, I want to see if it makes a difference for the film. And I definitely need to read the novel now. Like, I didn't even know there was a novel until you just said it. So
yeah, man, I think I got it. You're right here. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh yeah, I can see it real well. That's a really nice cover too.
So, but yes, it's so much better.
Yeah, Scott showed again though, because when I jumped in and said I could see it, I think it cut it off.
Got it.
No, because Brennan just jumped in and he cleared his throat and it jumped to him. So try one more time.
Yeah, Revenge of the Sith, a novel by Matthew Stover.
Yeah, that's very cool. Yeah, that's an awesome cover, and I want to read it. So it's going on my Amazon wish list now. But Brennan, WVTNA for Life's in the house. What's up, bro? How are you?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Hey, man, how's it going?
Good, man.
Good.
We're talking about J.J. Abrams and the news of him directing Star Wars. What do you think?
I think I'm a fan of J.J. Abrams. I mean, Lost is one of my favorite TV shows, so anything J.J. Abrams does, I think is awesome. So I think it'll be good.
Yeah, what would you like? That's the question I posed to Scott and everybody. Like, what would you like to see from him? Like, what direction do you think he should take Star Wars? Should it follow Episode 6 and be in canon with Episode 6? Should he reboot it? Like, what would you want to see?
I would like to see a sequel to Revenge of the Sith. I think that would be
not
Revenge of the Sith.
Return of the Jedi. That's
yeah, Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
I would like to see that. I don't think a reboot is really needed, considering you can't touch the original films. You really can't.
No, not at all.
They're
Well, maybe Jedi.
yeah, but it's a well-known fact that George Lucas is a money whore, and
Well, that's why it's a good thing that Lucas doesn't own it anymore, though.
Yeah.
That's why it's a good thing that Disney has control over this new brand.
Yeah, a lot of people were mad at George Lucas for even selling it. Because they were just like, oh, he made like $4 billion selling that. And he's like, everybody was like, oh, he's just caring about the money, he's a money whore. And, you know, I tend to think that's kind of true. I mean, George Lucas created Star Wars, and, you know, I respect him for that. But
well, he is, and I think he tried to hide it by, you know, claiming that all these changes he made was his original intention. Yeah, right, okay. So your original intention was to have Greedo get off a shot, then why is Greedo clearly dead before he shoots? You know? Like this, I mean, Scott, you know what I'm talking about. Hard shot.
Oh yeah, plus the technology was there. If you want to Greedo to shoot first, you would have had him shoot first, you know?
Exactly.
Back in the 70s. So, I mean, you can't give me that, well, the technology wasn't there. It was there. Because hand shot first.
Yeah, he did. Hand shot first, and Vader did not scream, no! Like
yeah, exactly.
yeah, definitely.
That never happened. But no, yeah, it's good. My fear, you know, just to repeat for Brennan, because I want Brennan's thoughts. Like, I know you're a fan of Star Trek too, Brennan. Do you think he's still going to be able to continue doing Star Trek and do Star Wars, or do you think he's going to get pulled away from Star Trek now? Because that would suck.
Well, it's J.J. Abrams, so I tend to think he can do anything in the world. So, yeah, he can do it.
Well, let's hope so. Let's hope so.
I'll tell you, Lost brought. I had no idea about J.J. Abrams until Lost, and I immediately loved J.J. Abrams after watching one episode of Lost.
Well, you need to see Alias and Fringe and Felicity now. You need to see all of his shows.
Yeah, I heard Fringe is amazing.
Oh, Fringe is amazing. And it's over now, so you can watch it literally from beginning to end, like properly, instead of getting into it late. So.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, since you weren't here in the beginning, I don't know, have you been watching the whole broadcast before you jumped in?
No, I just decided to jump in here.
Okay, well, I have some news, and I need to get your opinion on it, because I'm asking everybody that's in the Hangout Live, and then I'm having everybody that watches the feed or watches the video after the fact or listens to the audio versions to leave me feedback that way. My contest is officially coming. I'm working on a way to get it done. You know, the celebration of full partnership, 4 years on YouTube, the job, the whole thing. So what I need to know from everybody is, which would you prefer? You getting to pick your own prizes out of 3 levels of prizes, or would you prefer me picking up something for you to win?
Well, I think what would be easier for you?
Well, that's what everybody is saying, but I can do it either way, so I just need, like, honest feedback. Like, what would you get more excited about? Would you get more excited about me holding it up and saying, here's what you can win? Or would you get more excited about, here's your threshold, you get to pick your own prize?
Pick your own prize sounds cool.
Okay, so that's 2 votes for pick your own prize then.
Yeah.
So, awesome. So, buddy, let's remind people, A, that we have Talk Wrestling Online live show, a live pre-show tomorrow at 4 Eastern. And let's talk a little Rumble. Are you psyched up for this?
I am. You know the shirt I'm wearing, so I am.
You're wearing the wrong shirt though.
My Neat to Faces. I was looking for my Neat to Faces one, and I went in the dirty laundry and seen it was in the dirty laundry. So
get it washed, because it has to be on our show tomorrow. Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna wear it tomorrow, and I'm gonna wear it to Simon's show on Sunday.
You don't need to wash it, man. Just wear it again tomorrow.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, Punk versus Rock is going to be huge, and If Punk wins, I will scream, and if he loses, I'm gonna riot. Period.
Yeah, I'm nervous about it. Like yesterday,
But, you know, just to play
it was funny. Yesterday, I was sitting on my computer reading wrestling news, and my heart started beating quickly because I'm like, oh my god! I'm like, what if Punk loses? It would delegitimize his entire 428-day run.
Yeah. Well, by the time it gets to Rumble, what is it, like 433?
Yeah, it'll be past 430. Yeah.
Yeah, 433, 434 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just to play devil's advocate, just because The Rock is what he is and he is a nostalgia act, like, I think it would be cool on some level to see The Rock have a 3-month run as champion. Because he would actually legitimately be around for 3 solid months. And I think that's what makes people tired of him, because he comes in and leaves and comes in and leaves and comes in and leaves. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Would it be cool? Yeah. Do I want to see it? No. Like, it would be cool for, like you said, nostalgia, but it would completely...
And the other thing you gotta think about, the harsh reality of it, is that if they are doing what everybody wants them to do, a Punk versus Taker at Mania, you can't have Punk versus Taker at Mania for the title, because you know that Taker's going to win that match, and Taker shouldn't be champion because he can only wrestle like once a year.
Well, I'm okay with Punk losing the title if he loses it at the Chamber. I don't want him to lose it at the Rumble. I want him to lose it to The Rock at the Chamber.
Oh, yeah. See, I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
I was going to go into that too. I think he needs that defining win over The Rock to prove that he's better than The Rock. And then when he loses the title, you know, he just gets victimized by the Chamber. And then he can find some reason to go after Taker. Maybe Taker wants him. Maybe the lights go out at the Chamber and says, Taker pulls and I want you. Like he did with Triple H.
Yeah, definitely. Because Undertaker wants to face the best in the world. Like, to him, Triple H was last year, and to him 3 years ago, Shawn Michaels was. And, you know, I think Punk and Taker could work really well.
Well, how would you book it, though? Would you book Punk chasing Taker or Taker winning Punk? How would you book it?
Well, he's already had like a year title reign, and he could say, you know, he could get a little arrogant and say, the only thing that would bump me even further is the streak. So, he could take it that way.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. He needs the streak as an accomplishment. That's how I would book it, too. Yeah. But, Scott, you mentioned last time Brendan was here that you're going to try to get back into some WWE and some wrestling. Have you done it yet?
No, I have not.
Oh, shame on you.
No, I haven't.
You should. You gotta watch NWO The Revolution. That'll be.
I don't even know. Well, when's it come on? Mondays?
Yeah, Mondays.
Mondays are Raw. Wednesdays are Main Event. Fridays are SmackDown, and Thursdays are TNA Impact. And also, you could throw NXT on Wednesdays, but you have to have Hulu, unless you live in Florida to see NXT.
So they got 3 wrestling shows on now?
Yep.
Yeah, WWE's got 3 shows, and TNA is a different company, and it's got 1 weekly show.
TNA only has 1 show, and it's better than all 3 of WWE's.
Well, see, no, well, I'm going to say this. The last couple weeks of Impact have not been that great.
Oh, yeah. It may be just because I'm a TNA mark, I don't know.
Yeah. I was really upset that my girl Velva got screwed. Like, that's why I'm pissed right now, because Velva didn't win the title last night.
Well,
Yeah.
There's something about Velvet Sky that they're not wanting to put the title on her. Even in her first run, she never got a proper knockout title run.
Well, I tell you how I would book it, and I apologize to some of the Talk Wrestling Online audience because I'm like repeating myself, but it just happens when I see Brandon. We just have to talk wrestling. It's just in our nature. That's why it's the name of our show.
Like Talk Wrestling Online.
Yeah, But the thing about it, what I'm hoping that Tara Velvet Feet leads to is because Jesse, keeps the title for Tara and gets involved in all of Tara's matches. I'm hoping that this is TNA's way of bringing back Velvet's real life boyfriend, Chris Sabin. That's what I'm hoping, is that Chris Sabin comes back in Velvet's corner to offset Jesse. The roof would just come off the place.
Yeah.
And it would be amazing.
WWE has 6 shows.
6 shows. Which did I forget?
That's like JTL Punk says.
JTL. There's 6 shows.
Yeah, put together 3 shows in the chat because
Raw, SmackDown, Main Event, NXT,
Superstar.
Okay, Superstars, I guess, technically still a show. And WWE Saturday Morning Slam. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
That is 6 shows. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I just count Superstars because Superstars, nothing ever happens on Superstars to advance storylines. And Saturday Morning Slam, like, who watches that isn't a little kid? Adults don't get into that.
People call it jobber stars.
So TNA does not compete directly with WWE.
Well, yeah, they do. They just have the one show because they're not.
But they're on Thursday, so they don't really compete with
They tried to back in 2010 on January 4th because they were bringing in Hulk Hogan. They brought in Hulk Hogan to be in TNA, and they were directly competing with Bret Hart. And Bret Hart hadn't been around in like 12 years, and I wanted to see Bret Hart more, at least for me, because Hulk Hogan, I'm just not into anything he does.
And that was also the night that World Heavyweight Champion Jeff Hardy returned to TNA. That night too.
Yeah. There was a big, I forget what they call him, the big cage in TNA, big red cage.
Yeah, it has some ridiculous name. I don't think they've even used it.
Yeah, because I remember Hardy returning. He climbed the cage and sat on the top of the cage. I remember that.
Yeah, that was an awesome night, and that was of course when Ric Flair's dark period started too, because he went to TNA.
Yeah, Ric Flair went to TNA and completely destroyed his legacy. And for a little while they were on Monday night, directly competing with WWE. But there was no way at that point in time that TNA would ever touch the WWE.
And the other big problem that they had is they didn't just stick to Mondays. Like, they left their replay time slot in their old time slot of Thursdays at 9. It was 9 back then. Now it's an hour earlier. But they left that Thursdays at 9 time slot there, and people were still watching it on Thursdays out of habit. The quote-unquote replay time slot was beating the live Monday time slot. So that's the other reason it didn't catch on, because Spike TV refused to take it off Thursdays. And so then they got backed into a corner and just had to pull it from Mondays and say, we're proving that Thursday's a better time slot for us, and blah, blah, blah. Because they realized that the fans would not make the choice yet between the two products if they went at that. I don't think TNA is ever going to get to the point to where it is WCW. Because the thing that made WCW go head-to-head with WWE and work is because they had Ted Turner's money. And Ted Turner and the Turner Broadcasting Network, it was like an infinite amount of money. Like, his pockets rival Vince McMahon. And as successful as Pan Energy is, they'll never have that kind of money.
Also, Pan Energy owns TNA?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, JTL Punk says, are we enjoying Jeff Hardy's title reign? Because he's not.
I am. I'm enjoying it because I've always been a Jeff Hardy mark, and especially now that I know that he's clean.
Yeah.
I'm really, really loving where he's at right now, and I think he gets better and better every match. The problem that I have with it, and thank you, Brendan, by the way, for paying attention to comments, because like I mentioned earlier, for anybody that came in late, I don't have the ability to actually comment while I'm in my channel
Right.
broadcasting. Like Google and YouTube haven't fixed it to where the person hosting the chat can actually comment.
Right.
But what I was saying was the only problem that I have with it is that it took the title off Aries, and Aries is one of my favorite performers of all time. There's a reason that he's in my Razman Wrestling logo.
Yeah, I'm kind of intrigued by the tag team of Bobby Roode and Austin Aries.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's the only good thing about Aries not being champion is that Roode isn't champion either, and I kind of like what they're doing with this tag team. If they become tag team champions, it could be really interesting.
Yeah. If you want my opinion, I think the title need to come off Chavo and Hernandez. I mean,
Well, it does. I was just about to say that too.
Yeah, Chavo. They were only given that title as a thank you to Chavo. Like, thank you for coming over to WWE. Here's your title. Or thank you for coming over to TNA. Here's your title.
Yeah, totally. Well,
Hey, Jeff Hardy, is he the one that used to have a guitar?
no, you're talking about Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah,
Ah,
Jeff
yes.
Jarrett.
Okay.
Jeff Hardy's the one with all the face paint, and he does the swanton bomb, and he comes out and he goes like this,
Yeah,
like that.
and Jeff Jarrett actually owns TNA. Jeff.
Oh,
Well, yeah, he's one of the founders of
Yeah,
TNA. He doesn't own TNA anymore. Panda Energy owns everything.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I miss Jeff Jarrett on TNA TV. Actually, I hope to God that Jeff Jarrett's one of the higher ups in Aces and Eights.
Yeah,
I know people don't want to see that, but I do. TNA doesn't seem right without Jeff Jarrett.
yeah. I've always thought he was one of the aces in Aces and Eights.
Yeah. Who do you think this higher power is, though? Do you think it's going to be Bischoff or somebody that nobody expects?
The higher power, Vince McMahon.
I was just about to say that. Like, they couldn't come up with a better name than the higher power, because we've already seen that name being used by Vince in the...
That was way back in the 90s. That was right in the middle of the hotness of the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
That was a good storyline. The higher power and Vince McMahon. I like it. But the higher power. I hope they don't do something stupid and make it be Dixie Carter.
Yeah, like, oh my God, is Dixie Carter, like, trying to copy NWO much?
Yeah.
Like, people are already compared to NWO when it's not NWO. So, if they
Immortal.
compare out-
Immortal with NWO.
Immortal was NWO / Horseman. Well,
Yeah.
Fortune was Horseman. But they intertwined with each other. So.
Immortal, I thought it was a good idea, like Bound for Glory 2010, when Hardy turned heel. I was like, I've never seen Hardy as a heel. Let's see how this works. And I like the Raven character. I've always liked the Raven character, which I think is why I enjoyed Hardy as a heel, you know?
Yeah, I enjoyed Hardy as a heel, but that was my problem, was that I was a big fan of Raven, and all I saw when he was doing that character was Raven. I'm like, do your own thing. You're not
Yeah.
Raven.
Yeah.
That's what bothered me about it. But he was also kind of doing what CM Punk was doing in WWE when he was the leader of Nexus. He was kind of doing the whole I'm the Antichrist, evil, like Jesus, cult following kind of thing. And I think he did it better than CM Punk did.
Yeah, he really did it. He did it a lot better than Punk did. I know. I think if they would have kept the SES in line, then Punk would have done better than Hardy in there.
Yeah, I want to know that story, by the way, since you brought that up. Like, Punk talks about what happens with SES and why it was dissolved, and there was a bunch of contributing factors. Like, the only part that I know was that Serena wasn't living the gimmick, and she was, like, drinking in bars. But Why was Luke Gallows let go? What happened with Joey Mercury? Like,
I don't know. Joey Mercury and Punk are friends. They're like best friends in real life. And yeah. And I know Luke Gallows and Punk are still friends, but I don't really know what happened there. But Punk talks all the time. He was given an interview, and he went, "That's what was his favorite, tag team," and he said the SES. He's like, it has a special place in my heart, and he's like, it never lived up to its full potential either.
No, it didn't. I mean, he was the best heel I've ever seen. Like, he made people hate him. He talked about it on the Best in the World documentary. He had that old woman saying, "You're the Antichrist, you're the devil." And he just got so excited. He's like, "I got him. We got him."
Yeah. It's kind of like what he did on a couple weeks ago when he had the crowd in the palm of his hand, and he's like, "You guys are doing it now." He's like, "You guys are putty in the palm of my hands."
Right. But I just, real quick, I don't want to spend the whole time talking about wrestling, because I do have a couple more things that I want to get into, and I gotta save something for tomorrow. I'm gonna have something to say, and I gotta do predictions after I get off the air on Madman Wrestling, so I gotta have something to say then too. But one of the things that I don't like is the hype, the build between Rock and Punk. I think it should have been done way differently, because they're taking the obvious route, like CM Punk's against the people, The Rock is for the people. Like, they should have thought of something better to do than that, because we've all seen that storyline 10,000 times, and it's devaluing Punk's talent as a heel, because he doesn't have enough to do. He can only say and do certain things. It's like, "Oh, I hate you."
Yeah, definitely. I do think they should have done something differently there, but I also kind of like the build up, especially with the Shield attack. Like
the Shield attack was awesome. The Shield attack should have happened, absolutely. But where they dropped the ball was Punk should have walked out right after Shield and not at him. That's when the reveal should happen, because Shield is quickly turning into Nexus. It doesn't seem like WWE wants them to go anywhere. Like, they don't know what they're going to do with them. There needs to be a progression in their story. I'm getting really nervous.
Yeah, I mean, and since Vince banned the Shield from ringside, and if they do interfere, Punk and strip to the title, that opens up the door for Lesnar at the Rumble. That opens up the door for...
It does?
Yep.
But the question is, who would Lesnar attack? Because my thing is, he would be mad at CM Punk for taking the spotlight away, taking Heyman away from him and the spotlight off him. But if he attacks Punk, that pretty much writes in stone Punk versus Lesnar at Mania, which then what's Taker going to do?
Yeah, I definitely want to see Taker more than Punk Lesnar.
So if he attacks Rock, then Rock Lesnar happens. But then what do they do with Rock Cena, which looks like that's the way they're going to go. So the ending to Royal Rumble is absolutely the most intriguing. Well, maybe not the ending, because I still think the Royal Rumble match is going to be the end of the show.
Yeah.
But this title match has so much intrigue, because it's going to determine what happens on the road to WrestleMania. And there's like a gajillion ways they can go.
Yeah, there really is.
But the only thing I don't like about the Rumble match being last at the pay-per-view is if The Rock wins the title, that pretty much seals the fact that John Cena's going to win the Rumble.
Yeah, it really does. I don't want to see Cena win the Rumble. I mean, if Rock wins the title and Cena wins the Rumble, you will see one of the biggest rants you've ever seen from me.
Well, here's the thing. Just to play devil's advocate about that. If they do Rock versus Cena too, it is kind of the most logical thing for the two of them to do, because they're going to tie up Punk with Taker. So there's no one else on that level for Rock and Cena to face. And unless they have Lesnar booked at Mania against one of them, but then Triple H doesn't wrestle at Mania. So it seems like Rock Cena 2 is the only thing that they can do, main event wise.
Yeah.
It just seems like it's the only choice they can make. Unless they want to have Rock versus Ziggler, which would be amazing to have Ziggler be the undisputed champion. But then again, what does Cena do? Does Cena put over Barrett again or something? What does he do?
I have a case that said once in a lifetime.
Well, I agree. It should have been once in a lifetime. And they said that it was once in a lifetime, but I'm just talking logically now.
Yeah.
I think they backed themselves into a corner.
Yeah. Yeah, I do agree. They have backed themselves in. If they do that, they will have backed themselves into a corner.
Yeah, just because of everything else that they're setting up and everything else that they're trying to pay off and what they want to do. But Scott, you haven't had a chance to chat much tonight because wrestling kind of dominated the show. So let me ask you.
Hey, so wait a minute. Brooke Hogan, is she in TNA?
She is. I know Brooke Hogan's your girl, so. But she's.
Oh yeah.
She's kayfabe married to a wrestler named Bully Ray, who used to be Bubba Ray Dudley.
Brooke Hogan.
She's what?
I'll tell you what, Brooke Hogan got some big hooters.
Yeah, she's kayfabe married in TNA to a wrestler. Just so you're aware of that. You can't.
Oh, so you mean to tell me when these wrestlers? So Miss Elizabeth was never married to.
No, that was real. It's just that most.
That was real.
It's just that most wrestling marriages aren't. There's just storyline.
Okay.
But no, Elizabeth and Macho Man were very much in love. That was very much fun.
Oh yeah, the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah. But I'm glad TNA cleared that up last night, by the way, since you brought up Brooke Hogan. I did forget to mention that. I'm glad TNA had enough sense to clear that up, that Brooke and Bully are married, because when Taz had his reveal and Aces and Ace had their attack, I didn't know for sure if they were married because the preacher got interrupted when he was saying by the power invested in me, I now pronounce my and wife. So I'm glad that they said that those two saying I do to each other was enough.
Yeah,
Hey, what?
Go ahead.
What channel does TNA come on?
Spike TV.
Spike.
Yeah.
Yeah. The network for men.
The network for men.
All they do is show UFC, TNA, and 1,000 Ways to Die.
Yep.
That's all that's ever on that show.
Yeah, they only have 3 shows. They only have 3 shows, and I tell you what, I don't know how they stay on the air with that little amount of TV.
I don't either. I used to love watching Game Trailers TV with Jeff Keighley. Whatever happened to that? Is that show still on the air and I just don't know when it's on? Can somebody let me know if that show's still on the air?
I don't know. Let me go look.
Check
Let me Google it.
Well, what show is it?
Game Trailers TV with Jeff Keighley.
JTL Punk said we better not read spoiler for Impact next week.
Oh, heck no. Brennan and I don't believe in spoilers. We absolutely do not believe in spoilers. Because here's the thing. With the exception of something big happened, like a title changes hands, I don't blame you for getting sucked into that one, Brennan.
Like Del Rio winning the title, I'll tell you what. That one kind of popped up in my face on Facebook.
Yeah, and you got mad when you found out after the fact, too. I don't want to know that.
I went going through Facebook, and I see a bunch of statuses that say OMG, what happened at the SmackDown taping tonight? And I'm like, what in the world happened? I'm like, did someone die? What in the hell? So I had to go look. I went against everything I was, and I'm like, it said Del Rio won the title, and I'm like, yeah. I'm like, that never happened on a TV show.
Yeah, we really got to go into Del Rio on Talk Wrestling Online tomorrow, because I am shocked at how well Del Rio's getting over. I am absolutely shocked. And even me, I hated his heel character, I'm into it. I'm chanting CCC. Which,
yeah, there you go.
There's something there to this guy that I did not see before.
Yeah.
And I'm happy about it.
Yeah.
I really am.
I've seen it.
You've always seen it, which, I give you all the credit in the world for that.
Like when he came in and attacked Mysterio, I'm like, this guy got something. I'm like, I see a lot of potential in this guy.
Yeah. But anyway, what I was saying about spoilers, just to get, because we're down to about 10 minutes left in the broadcast, because it started 4 minutes late. But before I forget, back to what I was saying about, and that's the live version, by the way, for anyone that's listening to any of the radio broadcasts. Don't get confused. Like, I tuned in on time, you're on time. But, yeah. What I was saying about spoilers is I don't believe in them because I don't feel like there's any reason to watch the shows if you know what's going to happen. Like, that takes away the excitement from me.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah. I mean, I got to admit that I did accidentally know about Del Rio too, and it's because of Brennan. Like, even though he gave the warning that said, big spoiler, like, don't watch if you don't want to know. Like, I was trying to click out of the video, but my Google Chrome was frozen. So I couldn't get out.
I gave a 3-second countdown too. On the 3-second countdown, you're probably like, no. Yeah, because my Google Chrome was frozen. So then I took my headphones off my head. But since Brennan uses the Yeti too, like, he got the Yeti 3 weeks before I did because of Amazon's stupidity. If you don't know that story, just go back and watch the 2012 Christmas Haul Part 2 YouTube video. That's a funny story.
It's a funny story and highly annoying. But, because he uses the Yeti, and the Yeti broadcasts so well, even with the headphones off my head, I still heard it. And I was like, dang it! I was so mad.
Yeah. So, quick question. Do we all have the Logitech C920?
The three of us do that are in chat right now, yes.
I was like, I'm looking at...
Yeah, I have it.
I'm looking at the cameras right now, and I'm like, it looks like we all have the same camera.
Yeah, I sold Scott on it too, just like I sold you on it. So Logitech gonna need to hire you. They are. That's what I'm thinking about. Because I sold people on the C910 model, and then when the C920 model came out, that had everything right, that the C910 model got wrong.
Yeah.
I really sold people on the C920 model.
Yeah.
I was like, you have to get this camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. If Tad was here, it'd be 4 people.
Yeah, where is Tad? I sent him the invite. He must have been busy tonight. We miss you, buddy. Hope you come out next week. But, because I haven't had a chance to chat with you this week. But, and I hope Sean can actually make a show at one point, because I know he wants to come, but Zaire and Isaac, that is, but the time zones just don't match up for him.
I'm a fan of Zaire and Isaac.
So, but anyway, yeah, I don't believe in spoilers because I want to watch the shows. Yeah, I don't. I think taped shows ruin wrestling. I mean, to be honest with you, no wrestling show should be taped because you want the audience to be invested in what you're doing, and if people have the opportunity to go and watch show.
Hey, is the TNA, is that live or is that taped?
It's been live for like the better part of 2012, but it's taped for like the next 3 weeks, and then I think it's going live again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is funny though, because they're still using the hashtag Impact Live. And I'm like, you're such liars. TNA.
I didn't even recognize that.
You're trying to trick people. You're sucking people in. But back to the whole thing about film, just to get some more film discussion in and let Scott talk some more. Have you seen anything good this week, Scott? Any recommendations this week?
Not really. I haven't watched much this week.
Oh, that sucks.
I
I
haven't
saw
really watched
Django
anything.
Unchained reviews being released to YouTube Monday at 9 a.m. That's right, I'm already using the partner scheduler because it's fan-freaky-tastic. So, yeah, Monday at 9
Hey,
a.m.
how's that work?
Oh man. Hey, Raz.
What's that? What's up?
Quick thing here. JTL Punk wants to be on the show sometime.
Oh, yeah, you definitely should be. You have to add me to your Google Plus circles, man, and that's how you get on. And also add Raz Brennan to your Google Plus circles so that you can be on Talk Wrestling Online. Come out tomorrow for the Talk Wrestling Online pre-show for sure. 4 Eastern on Talk Wrestling Online YouTube and Raz Brennan Google Plus. Everybody come out for that. But
Yeah.
what was I saying?
Yeah. Go ahead. Ask your question again.
Yeah, how the YouTube schedule? How's that work? You make a video and then you set a time for it to upload.
No, you make the video, you upload it, and as you hit the upload button, when you're a partner, you get an option that says private instead of just private, public, unlisted. You get a fourth option that says schedule, and then as the upload is happening, you set the time for it to go live to YouTube.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. Are you partnered?
He's
Talking to you, Raz.
No, I'm
partner.
no, he's
No,
talking to you,
no.
Scott. He knows I'm.
Oh,
partner.
me?
Yeah.
No, I'm not a partner. No.
Yeah, you're a YouTube Google partner. You know the way they do it now.
I
What?
think I can get you partnered. I think.
What? No, you have to use my full screen link. You already got your kickback today, man.
No, you gotta use mine. No, I'm kidding.
No.
You can go ahead and use Raz's. But yeah,
It's in the description
full
box
screen.
of all my videos now.
Yeah, Full Screen is a very good network, and I've seen your videos, and I think that you would be a good asset to them.
Oh yeah, you definitely would. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
And
Thank you.
and that's the only way to do it now to get full YouTube partnership. Like the longer ads, the better revenue, and it really is better revenue because they don't send you a check; they keep everything to PayPal, which is fan-freaking-tastic. Because I hate.
Yeah,
checks.
PayPal's starting to go to other things out in the world now. Like you can, put money. You can I hear they're gonna start doing stuff where you can actually pay for stuff at Walmart via PayPal.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
fantastic.
my dollar store takes PayPal.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Dollar General. What was it? Yeah.
What would be
Yeah, man.
what
Wow.
would even be even more awesome would be if they figured out a way to do it to where you don't have to have the PayPal credit card to use it in stores. Like you should be able to use your smartphone and like log in to your PayPal and give Walmart permission to withdraw from your funds so you don't have to carry the card. Like that would be even better.
Yeah. They do that with the iPhone a little bit. Like they have like Starbucks. You can pay for Starbucks via your iPhone, and you can pay for flights to go to places via your iPhone and stuff.
Yeah, but yeah, Full Screen has been amazing. I mean, I've been partnered since Wednesday, and my contact has already contacted me 5 times, helping me out with everything I need to have set up and asking how she can help me promote my videos and stuff. They're fantastic people.
Yeah, the contacts that you meet are awesome. I'm now part of one of their sub-networks, along with Full Screen, called Accelerate, which is their sports channel. And
That officially happened because last night you were just talking about doing it, so it happened.
Yeah, I got another contact within that network, and he's really cool too. So yeah, Full Screen does everything they can to accommodate you.
Yeah, well, what I don't get, I thought Full Screen and Vlog Union were 2 different things, but all of our stuff says Vlog Union too. So is it the same company?
Yeah, Full Screen and Vlog Union are interconnected.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why is there two different websites and two different ways to apply?
I think Vlog, you can either apply for Vlog Union or apply for Full Screen. I'm went from Full Screen to Vlog Union. I'm part of both of them. But Vlog Union is mainly for people who like vlog.
Yeah, that would make sense because it's in the name, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Full Screen, I think, is exactly what it says. It's an entertainment network, and it sticks to entertainment. But everybody, I have to go because I need time to edit the audio version so it gets out to audio graded at 7, and I can send it to Brendan to help me upload it to Radio Under Influence. So thanks for coming out, everybody that's here. Plug your stuff before I get into sponsorship and signing off.
Yeah, definitely. I'll let Chill Pilgrim go first.
All right, man. Chill Pilgrim 1138 on YouTube.
All right. Yeah. WWE TNA for Life on YouTube and Twitter.
Brother. Oh, and also, we co-host to Talk Wrestling Online with yours truly. Check out Talk Wrestling Online, TWO Show on Twitter, Talk Wrestling Online on Facebook, Talk Wrestling Online on YouTube. Come out tomorrow, 4 p.m., Saturday, the 26th, for the Royal Rumble pre-show. And as far as me, the official sponsors of this program in all incarnations and my YouTube channel, Handi Enterprises Inc., your productivity and communication specialist. All company contact information is always down below in the description box. If you want to help me out by reaching my 200 unique people challenge, all you have to do is sub and follow everything once, and you're good to go. Geeky.com, and it's just not geeky enough. That's gtk-e.com. All the radio affiliates, Channel 107, Audio Graded, and Radio Under Influence. And of course the Full Screen Entertainment Network, that I am now a full YouTube partner of. My kickback link is down below in my description boxes. This is reality according to the Razman, and Razman style is not just a catchphrase, but a way of life.